We've all been there, haven't we? That classroom with a mix of language learners, all at different proficiency levels. The high flyers, the intermediate troop, and the absolute beginners. How do we cater to each one and make sure no one's left behind? How do we provide comprehensible input that fits each student's level? Well, stick around because today I've got some practical strategies for you to take back to your classrooms. My name is Scott, and you're watching Immediate Immersion, where we're all about comprehension-based instruction in the modern language classroom. We'll be right back. All right, let's not waste any more time and jump right in. Today I'll be sharing 5 outstanding strategies that I found incredibly helpful in making sure each and every student in my multi-level language classroom understands the lessons, regardless of their current proficiency level. Our first strategy revolves around a vital concept in teaching: differentiated instruction. Now I can practically hear some of you saying, differentiated instruction? That sounds complex. But hear me out. When we talk about differentiation, we're not suggesting you become a superhuman who can magically cater to each individual's needs in real time. Differentiation, in simpler terms, is about finely tuning the level of support and the type of learning aids or scaffolding that each student needs based on their current proficiency level. The idea here is to provide the right amount of challenge to each student, not too easy to be boring and not too hard to be frustrating. For example, if you've got students who are more advanced, you could present them with a more complex text to read, analyze, and discuss. This could be an interesting newspaper article, a riveting short story, or an insightful blog post. By doing this, you're pushing them to extend their vocabulary, syntax, understanding, and overall language skills. On the other hand, for your beginners, you might consider providing sentence frames or word banks. This means giving them the structure of a sentence with blanks they can fill in, using a given list of words, or providing a list of words to use as a reference or starting point. It's like giving them a language safety net, so they feel more secure and confident in expressing their thoughts, even with limited language skills. But it's important to bear in mind that differentiation isn't about polarizing your classroom into advanced and beginner extremes. The aim is to cater to all levels of proficiency, creating a balance that ensures everyone is challenged appropriately. Each student should feel like they're progressing and mastering new concepts while also having their individual needs met. Balance is absolutely key in this process. Moving on from our first strategy, let's go into the second one, which is all about enhancing understanding through visuals and gestures and stories. As teachers, we have to remember that not all students learn the same way. While some may grasp concepts quickly through textual explanations, others are more visual or kinesthetically inclined. A picture, as they say, is worth 1,000 words, and for good reason. Visual aids can make abstract or difficult concepts more tangible and easier to understand. When you're teaching a new word, for instance, apple, don't just write it on the board and explain it. Show them an actual apple or a clear picture of one. This visual link not only helps students better understand the word, but also makes it more memorable. Gestures, too, play a significant role in aiding comprehension. For example, when you're teaching a grammatical concept such as tenses, a simple backwards gesture can signal the past tense, a forward gesture for the future, and a thumbs up for the present. These physical cues give students another way to anchor their understanding. And then there's the power of stories, which can make learning both fun and effective. Stories provide a dynamic and interactive context for language use. Let's say you're teaching vocabulary related to shopping or food items. Instead of merely listing out the words, why not co-create a story about buying fruit at a market? You could have students acting out the different roles. These types of stories allow students to see and use the vocabulary in a real-life context. thereby strengthening their understanding and recall. But the trick is to ensure that your visuals, gestures, and stories align well with the concepts you're teaching. They should be clear, relevant, and purposeful. The goal isn't just to entertain, but to make your lessons more accessible and engaging. So show them what you mean in the truest sense of the word. This hands-on, visually engaging approach can do wonders for comprehension and retention in a multi-level language classroom. Now on to our third strategy, incorporating leveled reading materials. The aim of this strategy is to ensure that every student in your classroom is presented with just the right level of challenge, a key aspect of effective teaching. Now, when we talk about leveled reading materials, what we're referring to is a collection of texts that have been categorized based on their complexity or difficulty level. These could range from simple picture books for beginners to more intricate novels or academic texts for advanced learners. The goal is to provide texts that match each student's reading ability. Why is this important? Well, when a student is given a text that's too easy, they can lose interest quickly due to the lack of challenge. On the other hand, a text that is too difficult can result in frustration and disengagement, as a student might struggle to grasp the content. But a text that's just right, that can lead to effective learning, boosting confidence, comprehension, and language proficiency. So it's crucial to have an assortment of reading materials that cater to various proficiency levels in your classroom. This ensures that each student can engage with a text that's appropriately challenging, keeping them engaged without causing unnecessary frustration or anxiety. Fortunately, we live in a digital age where resources are readily available. Websites like Newsela and ReadWorks, for example, are fantastic tools for this purpose. These online platforms provide a wide range of articles and texts on a variety of topics. The best part is, each article can be adjusted to different reading levels, making it a breeze to cater to your multi-level classroom. These leveled texts not only cater to different reading abilities, but also allow students to explore topics that interest them, thereby increasing engagement and motivation. And we are also very lucky to have access to a wide variety of leveled novels. You can find a wide selection at brycehedstrom.com, myracanyon.com, and tprsbooks.com, as well as on Amazon. Continuing on our journey, let's explore strategy number 4, which is all about leveraging the power of small group activities. Small groups can create a more intimate learning atmosphere where each student feels valued and heard. The main advantage of small group activities is that they foster an environment that encourages active participation from every member. This can often be challenging in a full class setting, where quieter or less confident students may find it intimidating to speak up. When forming these small groups, it's beneficial to consider the language proficiency levels of your students. Grouping students with similar language abilities together allows them to feel more comfortable and less anxious about making mistakes. It's like creating a mini support group within the classroom where they can learn from and support each other. For example, slower processors can work together using simpler language and reinforcing basic concepts. Faster processors, on the other hand, can engage in more complex discussions or tasks, pushing their language skills further. Another huge benefit of these proficiency-based groups is that they allow students to progress at a pace that's right for them. They won't feel hurried by peers who might be ahead, nor will they feel like they're slowing others down. This pacing can do wonders for students' confidence and overall learning experience. As we feel the end of summer nearing, there's one thing on many of our minds: back to school season. We've all been there, right? Those preschool jitters, sleepless nights filled with dreams of that first day back. It can be overwhelming, to say the least. But imagine a different scenario, one where you step into the new school year with an air of confidence and a well-prepared plan. Sounds enticing, doesn't it? Let me introduce you to our Back to School Bootcamp, a comprehensive 10-part webinar series designed to help you conquer those back to school anxieties and truly shine as the new academic year begins. We all dream of a perfectly organized classroom, an efficient management plan, and smooth classroom procedures, don't we? And how about impressing parents and students on back to school night with your confident, well prepared presentation? Well, now it's time to turn those dreams into reality. The Back to School Bootcamp gives you exclusive access to 10 insightful webinars that will empower you to kick off the school year like the teaching superstar you are. You'll gain invaluable tips on everything from designing your classroom to crafting that perfect first day plan. Say goodbye to back to school worries and hello to newfound confidence as you greet your students on that monumental first day. Join us at the Back to School Bootcamp, and it won't just be about overcoming those initial school year anxieties. You'll also set off on an exciting journey of professional growth that will take your teaching skills to the next level. So are you ready to make the school year your best one yet? Then reserve your spot for the Back to School Bootcamp today at mm.us/bootcamp. Can't wait to see you there. Now, back to our list. Now let's explore the fifth and final strategy on our list, but definitely not the least: providing opportunities for peer tutoring and collaborative learning. This strategy is a powerful one as it capitalizes on the potential learning opportunities within the student community itself. The idea behind peer tutoring and collaborative learning is simple yet highly effective. Students learn from each other. This interaction not only promotes a sense of camaraderie and mutual respect, but also fosters a more dynamic, engaging learning environment. In a multi-level language classroom, a fantastic way to incorporate this strategy is to pair up beginners with more advanced students. Here's why this works. For beginners, this pairing provides a unique support system. They benefit from the advanced student's proficiency, gaining a more nuanced understanding of the language and its usage. It's like having a personal tutor who can clarify doubts, provide explanations, and give immediate feedback. This can significantly boost their confidence and motivation to learn. On the other hand, for advanced students, this peer tutoring opportunity serves as a platform to consolidate and reinforce their understanding. The act of explaining a concept to someone else requires them to thoroughly understand it themselves. It gives them a chance to review, revise, and deepen their knowledge. Plus, it also cultivates soft skills like patience, empathy, and leadership. This method of learning isn't just about academic growth, though. It's about fostering a sense of community within your classroom where everyone has a role to play and everyone contributes to the collective learning experience. And there we have it, folks. Those are our top 5 strategies for making your multi-level language classroom more inclusive, effective, and engaging. Our goal here is to make the process of learning languages enjoyable, accessible, and comprehensible for all of our students, irrespective of their proficiency level. So that's all for today's video. I hope you found these strategies useful, and I'm excited to hear how they work out in your classrooms. Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and want more language teaching tips and strategies, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We've got plenty more insights and ideas coming your way. Until our next video, keep doing what you do best. Happy comprehensible input.